Hello, everybody. You're looking live at Fansville, a college football utopia.
Fansville.
Where the rivers flow with ice-cold Dr. Pepper.
Delicious.
Where every day is Saturday and everyone's a fan, even babies.
Fan babies.
And the seasons never change because the only season is college football season. Get a taste of Fansville this fall during a college football game near you. Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville. Grab some today.
And now, Jalen and Jacoby on ESPN Radio.
When I pop the trunk, head the dirt. Y'all pop the trunk, I pop the hood.
Now act stupid, I'll pop the trunk. Now give me a boom.
He is Jalen Rose.
What up, Doc?
I'm David Jacoby.
And on the cool check-in, center stage on the mic.
And we putting it on wax. It's the new style.
We're Jalen and Jacoby. What do we do?
We get the people what they want.
The NBA season is here, Jalen Rose.
Yes.
The NBA season is here.
Yes.
I watched a lot of preseason.
Yes.
It wasn't as good as the season.
No.
I watched Summer League.
No.
It wasn't as good as the season.
No.
We're going to be giving you a lot of NBA preview, getting you geared up for this evening. Whenever Jalen starts jotting down notes, I know that it's time for Interrail Revis to make an appearance. I could ask you any question in the world right now, and you're not going to answer it.
Yes, I am.
And no, you're not going to answer it.
What I'm doing is writing down so many storylines from teams that I'm intrigued about going into the year.
And we'll be talking about all of those on today's program, which you have not looked at the rundown of. The thing I want to talk about is I'm a little sad about tonight.
Sad?
A little sad about tonight.
Never seen you sad. Why?
I was excited for the Thunder Warriors game.
No Russ.
No Russ. No Robertson. Maybe no my guy, Steven Adams. You know I love Steven Adams.
Of course.
Questionable with a
That's
back
your spirit
issue.
animal.
Questionable with a back issue. If they don't have Adams and Russ,
no Boogie.
It's just Paul George. But Boogie was, we expected not to see Boogie for a while. Boogie's trending well. He's playing some 2-on-2 and some 3-on-3. It's October. Boogie! When are we going to see Boogie?
I say around All-Star break.
No. Oh, no, Jalen Rose. No. Oh, I think that he's going to play like 2 games before Christmas and actually play on Christmas. That's where I see Boogie coming back.
I wouldn't be mad at it, but again, like the injury that he's recovering from, you have to be really careful. It's an Achilles injury. He's a large man. Mm-hmm. He is with a new franchise. He's going to be a free agent after this year. And while the Golden State Warriors are the favorites to win it all, they don't do it if he's not playing at his normal level. So I think they're going to bring him back a lot slower than you do.
A couple things on the show today I want to tease, Jalen Rose.
Okay.
I've made my Eastern Conference playoffs 1-8, my Western Conference playoffs 1-8.
You did?
I want you to look at those.
Okay.
I've also got – no, don't look at them now.
Okay.
First time you ever look at the rundown in the history of the show. You're about to look at it. And I've got some lukewarm takes I'm going to throw out there. Some things that might just be surprising for you, but I bet you'll agree with because I'm a very intelligent basketball mind.
You are.
And much more. The Lions somehow took an L this week.
How?
Got fired on their day off. I feel like the Packers winning and the Vikings winning and the Bears almost won too. It just seems like they took an L this week even though they didn't play.
A lot of people are going to talk about who's going to win a division. And Aaron Rodgers is the best player, clearly.
Vikings are going to win the division.
But the Vikings going to win the division.
Yeah, the Vikings going to win the division.
Don't get it twisted. I know the Bears have an identity now with Khalil Mack. But Mitchell Trubisky in the offense, man, I didn't really recognize him against Miami. The defense got shredded.
Trubisky's all of a sudden like J.R. Smith. Like he's either going to score 35 or he's going to score 5. And you don't really know which one's going to show up, but one of them's definitely going to show up. So one thing I want to make clear, because I'm reading the news today. You know I read all the internet every morning. And there's big news about Kristaps Porzingis. So surprising that they didn't extend him as a rookie. But here's the thing. He's going to get a max next year. There's no motivation for the Knicks to extend him now.
And also, like, ultimately, your goal with Kristaps is to get him healthy. Mm-hmm. which I don't anticipate he's going to play at all this season. Let me say that again. I don't anticipate he's going to play at all.
I think he'll get the Paul George, last month and a half of the season, just kind of put him out there to prove that he's healthy. Because if I was a big free agent, and they do have room for a max, I would like to see Kristaps Porzingis run up and down, put some putback dunks, some turnaround jumpers, some hook shots. I would like to see that I'm going to have a teammate named Kristaps Porzingis if I was going to sign with the Knicks.
You wouldn't want to see that on a 17-win team.
Oh, they're going to win 20 wins. They're going to win 20 games.
In March, and be the person that takes the chance on him getting re-injured at that point of the season. You wouldn't want that attached to you.
It is going to be tricky because he's going to be ready to play before the season's over.
Not going to be able to do it.
You think he doesn't play a game?
Not going to be able to do it. This is not worth it. It's not worth it. It is not worth it. If KD's coming, he going to come anyway. He the one gave Kristaps the nickname Unicorn. He know what he can do. The Golden State Warriors win 3 straight championships. Now KD can go to NY.
He did give him the nickname Unicorn. How come we haven't added that into our conspiracy theories about why KD's coming to the Knicks?
I just did.
Good job by you, Jim. One of my lukewarm takes is, and we'll get into it later, is the KD staying or leaving thing is going to be a distraction all year long. It's already started. It's going to be a distraction all year long. We're going to get into so much as we head into the NBA season. The NBA season kicks off tonight. Sixers, Celtics. Love that game. Love that game. And then the Warriors come out and play. It's always nice to see the Warriors come out and play.
Yes.
And I say this, what I'm about to say sounds crazy, but I say it with all due respect. And again, I just follow my heart when it comes to fandom. I root against the Warriors in every game they play. That's how good they are. Because I want to see something. And you know what else I want to see? I want to see Jalen Rose with a haircut. What's happening? What's happening?
Travel day.
What's happening?
I'm gonna get a super crisp one for Countdown tomorrow.
Shiz?
So I had to, yes.
Oh, you're just setting the baseline for Shiz.
No doubt.
I know. So you don't want to get one yesterday and then have Shiz kind of have to start with a halfway cut. You're giving Shiz a blank hair canvas to work with.
And see, I have a couple of the best barbers in the country. Shout out to Andy Authentic, who reps in Connecticut. And obviously my guy Shiz that reps in L.A. He's from Philly, born and raised. And so since I got a cut, Thursday or Friday, I was like, I'm just going to wait a few days so I could get a super crisp one for NBA Countdown when I'm suited and booted.
Good. You got your outfit for Countdown?
Not yet. I haven't put it together yet.
Do you have Wednesday or Wednesday, Friday?
Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday.
Wow, you're really working, huh?
Yes.
Good for you.
Big week in the NBA. A lot of storylines, a lot of great basketball. It's going to be a terrific season.
It is. There's so much to be excited about this season. It's just so nice to
You know what I'm looking forward to seeing? This is what I'm looking forward to seeing this year. Who you decide to root for?
Well, perhaps we'll get into it later today. Because I've decided to root for one team this season. Yeah, you know. It's hard to keep up with everything that you need to keep up with. Accounts receivable, accounts payable, accounting, marketing, all the products, and managing all the personalities that are part of your business. Some things can slip through the cracks. That's why you need to work with a company like Kronos. Kronos handles HR, payroll, talent, and timekeeping all in one unified system with a proven implementation approach. It's simplified, transparent pricing. The LSA, the ACA, the EEOC. It's harder than ever to keep up with today's evolving alphabet soup of regulations. Kronos can help you with that. They minimize compliance risk and help track all of the HR policies, making sure that all of your policies are applied consistently and fairly. Right now, you can learn more at kronos.com/compliance. Kronos, workforce innovation that works.
I'm a robot vacuum cleaner, so yeah, I got one gig. I suck up dirt, so pardon my inferiority complex about Geico, who does so much more. Like, not only could they save their customers money on car insurance, but they got fast and friendly claim service too, and an award-winning mobile app. Plus access to licensed agents 24/7. Who am I kidding? I can't even do corners. Uh-oh, choking hazard.
Popcorn kernels.
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Last night in the Monday Night football game. I thought the Packers would dominate throughout, but CJ Beathard and the 49ers gave them all they could handle. It was 30-30 at the end of the game. Aaron Rodgers scampers. Aaron Rodgers throws to one sideline. Aaron Rodgers throws to the other sideline, setting up last week's GOAT, Mason Crosby, with the game-winning kick. Jalen Rose, here's a question. It's good that the Packers won, but it kind of feels like a loss when you barely beat the 49ers. Is that fair?
That's fair, but here's the thing I've noticed, in particular with national media. When you talk about the Packers team, you tend to convolute it with the greatness of Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Not realizing that they have a lot of holes in their team. Their defense, as you saw yesterday, is not as stiff as it should be. They don't have a notable run game to speak of. And Aaron Rodgers is clearly hobbled by his knee injury. However, he did have 3 receivers catch for over 100 yards. Devontae Adams has been balling consistent.
It is. I mean, there is this question. It was like, are there enough weapons around Aaron Rodgers? And they went out and they got Jimmy Graham. They've got Devontae Adams. But does Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams, and Ty Montgomery enough? Like, are those 5 sort of like skilled position players enough?
They're a good team. They're just not a great team. And if you look at the landscape of the NFC, the Rams have clearly become the class of the conference.
Clearly.
And so if that's the measuring stick, then of course they're not as good as that team. But they should be a playoff squad. When you do have Aaron Rodgers, he can do magical things.
He does.
Once the playoffs start. Stay tuned.
He does magical things. Like,
but they're
Aaron
not
Rodgers
winning the division.
Back.
Minnesota's going to do that.
I think Minnesota's going to win the division. I mean, the 49ers are not a formidable team. I don't think anyone would say that they're going to challenge for a playoff spot or make moves even the next couple of years. But to go toe-to-toe against CJ Beathard and the 49ers is not a good sign for the Packers. A bad sign for the Steelers. Or maybe is it? Who knows? Me and you both really felt like Le'Veon Bell would be at the Steelers facility yesterday. And he's still not there today. And there were reports that he would join the team this week. Now there are reports that the Steelers do not expect him to join the team. And they haven't communicated with Mr. Bell. Why isn't he playing football?
Well, here's the thing. A line of distinction is if he doesn't report week 10, then he's basically going to forego free agency. So we know that's not going to happen because that would make everything that's happened to this point basically moot. So what I think is going to take place is between now and that period of time, I've noticed that Big Ben has been a lot more vocal in supporting James Conner.
And James Conner's been playing well the last couple of weeks.
Absolutely. He got 4 touchdowns the last 2 games. They had a big win
over
against the
yards,
Bengals.
Yep.
And the line now has taken pride. You see Pouncey, you see Foster, guys that were outspoken. And like, you know what? We're going to turn this guy behind us that's in the facility into our starting running back. And it's a tricky dynamic for the Steelers because we all know this is Le'Veon's last year with the squad. So you can't, in theory, when he returns, just give him 100% of the carries and just shove Conner to the side. That's not going to happen.
Or maybe you want to save the wear and tear on Conner. Like, there is a delicate balance, and they're going to try to win football games because they're the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're in the hunt, they're going to be in the playoffs, and they could make a run in those playoffs in this AFC. But do you run Bell more than you normally would or less than you normally would because of James Conner's performance?
You run Bell. He's a running back, kind of like Dallas did with DeMarco Murray. This is why he didn't show up, because he led the league last year in touches, 406. He was like, this year, not going to be able to do it. I'm getting my bread at all costs. So right now, he's probably in the studio, touching up his album. He ain't tripping.
Jet skiing around Miami.
He eventually will show up.
Does he show up this week? This would be the week to show up. Get yourself in shape. You show up to the camp. You get $800,000 for not playing a football game.
Still can show up. It's not done just yet.
Oh, I know. Does he have a flight book? Like, does he have an assistant that's like, Le'Veon, I booked that flight for you yesterday to Pittsburgh. I noticed you weren't on the flight. That was non-refundable. It cost us $600. Should I book you another one today? And he's just like, whatever.
It's a fascinating dynamic, and this is going to be the original case study of how players handle their pending free agency and or holdouts. You're going to compare how Le'Veon handled it and see if and when he gets paid and how much, versus Earl Thomas, who in theory was handling it the same way, but playing on Sunday. Before you know it, he got injured.
Interesting. Well, today is the day, Jalen Rose. Real NBA basketball is back. Not the preseason, not summer league, not summer tournaments, not Drew League. Real NBA basketball is back.
You know, I appreciate this exercise where I go into a season and I say which teams look at one another and say, if we don't win the championship, this is a lost season.
It's a failed season.
Usually there are 3 to 5 teams in that conversation.
Like 4.
This year, it's the Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets.
And the Boston Celtics.
No.
Yes, sir.
The Boston Celtics could make it to the NBA Finals and celebrate their year.
They could say, we're just integrating Gordon Hayward and Kyrie back into the team, and we're working out some young guys. We're getting better. And then the next year. That's fair.
Correct.
I think that's fair.
Correct. However, if you're Houston, you can't beat the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals and then lose in the championship to whoever comes out of the East.
I can see that happening.
And so based on that, I would say clearly the Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets are the 2 teams that feel if we don't win the championship, we didn't accomplish our goals.
They need Chris Paul to be healthy. They definitely need that. There's Michael Carter-Williams is on the team. Like, they're not the deepest team. Marquise Chris, they've added that.
Eric Gordon.
They got to fold in Carmelo. This is interesting. The Rockets, I believe in Daryl Morey, and the Rockets always make some moves. I do not think this is the roster they're going to finish the year
not at
with.
all.
This is not the team that they're going to finish.
I wouldn't be surprised they get Trevor Ariza back during the year.
Ooh, I like that.
That's how it works in these one-year dynamics where he gets over $10, $15 million to play for a squad that's going to the lottery. After a couple of months, he's like, you know what? Why don't y'all write me a check?
Yeah, come on.
He ended up back in Houston.
That's interesting.
But I am happy that the Phoenix Suns signed my little brother Jamal Crawford. I think he's going to add a lot to that squad.
Absolutely. Well, Toronto, there's an aquarium called the Ripley's Aquarium, and they have a jazz night. Calming jazz tunes going on in the background. People have blankets out. They're looking at fish. They're listening to the tunes. And a gentleman stands up, takes off his clothes, and jumps into the shark tank. What's your number to swim with sharks in an aquarium shark tank? What's your number? Everyone has a number, and you got to be naked. You can't be wearing a swimsuit.
$20 million.
$20 million. So for $19,900,000, you're taking a pass.
Yeah. Because sharks are deadly.
Okay.
And just because you're taking the chance to swim with them, believing that they're safe, that doesn't necessarily mean that's the case. And if I'm going to put my life in peril, I need a nice round number. 20 million.
I'm going 300,000.
Oh, we can arrange that.
300,000.
Oh, that's the case.
300,000 cash, no taxes. Because here's the thing. I've been to aquariums. Those sharks have people swimming around in those tanks all the time. Those sharks, they're very well fed. They're used to it. But I've got a sharkophobia. I'm swimming in there for about 35 seconds, and then I'm getting my 300,000.
All I know is this. You just put a number on wax.
Oh, yeah, I'll do it.
Between GoFundMe and whatever we don't raise,
Dog,
I think we should come up with the money and do this.
Okay,
for
Jalen,
the show.
If we can raise $300,000, we should probably get to the Jalen Rose Leadership Academy. Don't you feel like the underprivileged kids in Detroit need better education more than I need $300,000?
But it's charity, in theory. So
I hate this show. I don't know why I get myself in these problems.
We're going to make sure you now do this.
Well, I'm going to make sure that those sharks have had like a Thanksgiving dinner before I get in there.
And you know what our fans can't wait to see?
Me get eaten by a shark?
No, you naked.
Oh, I forgot about that aspect too. Let's keep the water warm. The Sixers and the Celtics. I have a lot of questions about this, but the first question is very simple. Yep. Is this an Eastern Conference Finals preview?
Yes, 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 yes.
Which team would you pick right now in a 7-game series?
Celtics. Because remember the exercise I was doing last year when I was asking
people. You didn't exercise last year.
I was asking people around February, March, like, whose future would you take between Celtics
no question,
or the Sixers? And I knew people would take the anchor players, the franchise-changing players, and rightfully so. and pick Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, but not necessarily understand what was happening in Boston. A team that eventually beat the Sixers without Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward, who returned.
So it's interesting you bring that up, because one thing that the Celtics are going to have to deal with, mainly the Celtics players and their egos, is reduced minutes. If you're Tatum, if you're Brown, if you're Rozier, if you're Morris, you were there. You brought the team to the Eastern Conference Finals, Game 7 against LeBron James. And this year, you're going to have to take a reduced role from the last time you suited up and took the floor as an NBA player.
That's the beauty about participating in a team sport. You must immerse yourself in we and lose all of the me. And they have
easier said than done, Mr.
They have a great coach in Brad Stevens, who I think is going to do a great job of navigating minutes and also catering to certain scenarios. I think what's going to be great for the Celtics is having their full complement of players actually allows them to play such refreshing positionless basketball. Because think about what's happening up front now. You're going to start Tatum. You're going to start Brown.
You're going to start Baines.
And therefore, that level of versatility, they're going to be fast. They're going to be doing a lot of switching. Those two guys are going to be playing at an all-star level. And so the Boston Celtics currently, as constructed, this is the last time this squad going to run together. They're not going to be able to keep, in particular, all the players that they have on the perimeter. No. You talked about Rozier had a breakout season. Eventually, he's going to want to be a starting point guard, and he's going to want to get paid. They already paid Marcus Smart, and rightfully so. So when you look at it, all of those guys understand hand in a pile, boom, sacrifice, because we got a chance to do something special.
They do. And on the other side of the ball, you've got Markelle Fultz in a starting role. How long do you think that lasts? I don't think it's going to last long.
The reason why I don't believe it's going to last isn't necessarily because he can't ball. I think they're talking about it too much. And when I see the coach constantly trying to quantify how he's going to start Fultz, is he going to start him in the second half? That basically speaks to me that he may be getting pressure to actually do it when he really doesn't want to.
And J.J. Redick can shoot. And that's something that the Sixers need, and they have in J.J. Redick. And if Markelle Fultz can't offer shooting, who are you looking to make your three-point shot? Saric?
And also, they have three guys that can initiate offense in their starting lineup. Joel can do it.
Of course.
Because he has great ball skills.
From anywhere on the floor.
We know Ben Simmons can clearly do it. He's going to be flirting with a triple-double on a nightly basis. So, in theory, it would seem that J.J. Redick goes better with the lineup.
He does.
Regardless.
Just a better natural fit.
So, I really think that once it happens and then you see the dynamics probably play better with him being a reserve, I know there's a little bit of taboo nature of a guy that they took for Tatum. And before you know it, Tatum was scoring 20 plus in the playoffs while he was getting DNPs. So now there probably is a level of pressure to try to get his confidence going and to get him involved. But I think the better role based on the chess pieces will be for him to be a reserve.
One thing that's very interesting is what's happening in New Orleans. And you said that Anthony Davis would be his last year with the team, that he would eventually go to the Lakers. You've said that many times. Well, word gets around, Anthony Davis had to address it, and now Alvin Gentry addressed it. But let's listen to him.
There's no one in the league that we would trade him for, and there's no one out of the league. Yeah, not even Beyonce, okay? And if we wouldn't trade him for her, then he's probably untouchable.
He's just negotiating. He would trade for Beyonce, but he would trade for like Beyonce. He's trying to get Solange too. You know what I mean? That's all. He's just trying to get the Knowles family. That's what it is. He would trade for Beyonce. He's just trying to negotiate and get a pack.
But he didn't say Jay-Z.
No, Jay's off the table. That breaks the salary cap. He can't fit his salary in. That's what it is. But seriously, he's saying there's nobody in the league we would trade for, but that's what you're supposed to say. Like, if you are Alvin Gentry, that's exactly how you're supposed to handle that question. But Anthony Davis didn't really handle the question the same way. You notice that? Because if I'm Anthony Davis, Rachel Nichols says to me, hey, how do you see your long term with the Pelicans? I'm like, I'm going to be here my entire career. I can't say it enough times in the microphones. You are loyal until you're no longer on the team, which is what Alvin Gentry is doing. There's in no way we would trade him. You are still standing your prediction that he will be traded by the Pelicans.
I am standing by that prediction. And the fascinating thing is once I said it, now people are actually talking to Alvin and talking to AD like you're a free agent after this year when he isn't.
He's on contract for 3 years. He's got a player option after 2, but he's on contract till like 2021.
And this team does have playoff potential. It doesn't have championship level contention on its roster. I do believe this will be a swan song season for Anthony Davis with the Pelicans.
So really quickly, I want to take a look at the Eastern Conference because I've been thinking about it for a long time, and I think I know how the Eastern Conference is going to shake out. Let's take a look at my Eastern Conference playoff team.
Okay.
Celtics, Raptors, Sixers, Bucks, Pacers, Wizards, Heat, Pistons. The Hornets were the team that I thought maybe would go in. I really wanted the Pistons to be off this list.
I know.
I really wanted to take the Pistons off this list.
I'm surprised you put them on there.
I had to put them on there. I mean, they've got Blake and Reggie and Andre. They've got a new coach. Like, they're going to make the playoffs. When you see that list, what would you change?
I wouldn't change much of anything. And when I look at your list, it's really well done. I think you underestimate the Washington Wizards.
You think so?
I do.
Okay. I'm high on the Bucks.
And you still... Greek Freak is going to be terrific in that 4 spot. Oladipo made a splash last year.
Coach Bud.
Absolutely. The Pacers re-signed Miles Turner, 4 years, $72 million.
Yep.
But when I really look deeper into Washington, I think they have a potential to be a 3-4 seed in the East.
One thing that hurt me with Washington, and I know this is just recency bias, is Dwight Howard not being healthy. And again, who knows? I don't think he's obviously this is a minor injury and he will be on the floor. But when you take him out, it's like, they're in trouble. Like, what do you do when Joel Embiid comes to town? You know, who are you going to throw at him?
Right.
Bradley Beal gained a little weight at the end of last season. Interesting. Well, he explained. Here's what he had to say about the reason that he put on about 20 pounds. Quote, "Yes, I struggled with that last year at the end of the year. Oh, pizza. It was always late night pizza for me. It was just pizza and ice cream. That's all we ate. Pizza and ice cream. Pizza and ice cream." And the reason why he was eating so much pizza and ice cream, because his significant other was pregnant and they had their first child. Jalen
Congratulations.
Rose, supporting your lady, but hurting yourself professionally. Soft move or boss move?
Boss move.
Oh, really?
Because his check didn't get altered.
Nope.
Funds are guaranteed.
Okay.
They still made the playoffs, but they didn't meet expectations.
No, they didn't.
Now, if you're a normal NBA player, you're lucky that your career lasts 3.5 years. If you're really fortunate, you could play 10 plus years. I think he's going to be able to do that. However, how long have you been married?
I've been married for 8 years with the same lady for 16.
Absolutely. That's forever.
Oh, yep. Doesn't feel like it, though. But here's the thing that I know about this. You only do that with the first kid. With the first pregnancy, it's all pizza and ice cream, pizza, ice cream. With the second pregnancy, you're like, remember last time when I gained 20 pounds? Let's get some frozen yogurt and some kale salad. That's how it works.
And he's young. His metabolism will work it all.
He'll be good. Next, we have Charles Barkley with a very interesting revelation. Always entertaining, Charles. This is him with Jimmy Fallon.
So you don't wear underwear?
Jimmy, about 10 years ago.
Keep talking.
About 10 years ago, I found that underwear drawers, in the South we call them drawers. I thought they were unnecessary for space in the house, so I got all my drawers together and had a big old bonfire. So I've been 10 years without underwear, and I feel good about it, Jimmy.
10-decade of commando. Soft move or boss move?
It's a boss move. It's freeing.
I understand that. When he said space in the house, I thought he meant something else. I didn't know he actually meant space in the house. Like, his house, I'm sure his house is quite large. How many pairs of drawers did this man have that they were taking up too much space in the house? Like, of all the reasons to not wear underwear, space in the house would not be my reason.
I agree. And also, what I've started to pay attention to is the number of different styles of underwear you end up wearing.
Oh, okay.
The different cuts, the different materials.
Sure.
But I love to wear underwear, actually.
I love to wear underwear as well. It's one personal passion of mine.
Yes.
Boxers briefs or boxer briefs for you?
I'm not wearing briefs.
Oh, okay.
Boxers, period.
Okay. I'm a boxer briefs guy.
I need room to breathe.
Okay. Space in the house. Dennis Schroder is now the starting point guard for the Thunder because Russell Westbrook is out. And he's famous for that blonde patch that he has on his hair. But he has really embraced his role with the Thunder. Take a look at the blonde patch now. It's got a blue streak. Dyeing your hair. Your team colors. Soft move or boss move?
Soft move.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Soft move.
Why is that, Mr. Rowe?
I initially supported the blonde. By the way, who am I to tell somebody how to wear their hair? But from a funny sense, I appreciated that he said that he was wearing the blonde as a tribute to his mom.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's taking it to another level, and he's colored it based on what the squad he's playing on. Here's my issue. He doesn't control his destiny.
Mm-mm.
And for all he knows, they could actually trade him. And at that point, you don't want to have the team's colors in your hair. And I just think that's more of a
I'm going the other way.
High school or college move.
I'm going the other way.
Pro move.
Boss move. He's a very young man. He's fashion forward. I like the streak more than the patch. And I'm going with this. Just shows you're dedicated to the team. You know, because in Atlanta, he didn't necessarily seem happy.
I like what you did.
You know,
there.
he didn't seem happy. And I feel like this is an opportunity for him. They get Robertson back. They get Steven Adams in the game. Like, this is an opportunity for him to show the league, yes, I am a starting point guard. I know that everyone has questioned that about me, but now I'm going to take this team and I'm going to play the Russell Westbrook role in a different style. Obviously, no one can do what Russell does, but I think this is going to be an opportunity for him to show the league who he is, because his trajectory of his reputation has changed in the past 3 years.
It has. And initially getting picked by the Hawks and paid by them, they thought he was going to elevate himself into the category that you just described. Mm-hmm. This is a terrific opportunity in OKC, playing alongside a lot of veterans in a city that expectations are to not only be in the playoffs, but to be one of the teams that could probably upset the apple cart.
This next one's a little personal for me. A little personal.
You getting emotional?
I'm a sensitive person. And I feel for other people. You know?
For you.
I feel the emotions of those around me and those that I care for.
Okay.
One of those people is Kevin Hart. Dwayne Wade was trying to be funny. So he got Kevin Hart a gift. We've all seen it on the internet by now. He got Kevin Hart this teeny tiny little toddler jersey. So you're laughing. It's funny. Oh, guess what? It's funny because Kevin Hart is short. I'm just going to go ahead and say it, not even ask a question. Making fun of Kevin Hart for being short is a soft move. There's so much more to Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's one of the funniest people on the planet. He knows he's short. We've all heard the Kevin Hart is short jokes. Any Kevin Hart movie, it's at least 6 jokes in there about him being short. Kevin Hart knows he's short. Be funnier than that. You can be mean if you're funny. That's not funny anymore. It's just mean. Soft move. Making fun of Kevin Hart for being short.
Well, the great American philosopher David Jacoby once taught me that you can be mean if you're funny.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always the line I toe in situations like this. For Kevin Hart, he would think it's funny. So I have to say it's a boss move, because when you're able to make fun of yourself, that's the ultimate release.
Hold up. You're trying to tell me that deep down, inside Kevin Hart, when he sees the jersey, he doesn't roll his eyes a little bit and be like, oh, guess what? Another short joke? You think he's not tired of this by now?
No, he's ready
like
for it.
He's been that height his whole life.
No. Here's what happens. When you have been a celebrity or a public figure as long as he has, or as long as anyone has, whatever your weaknesses are, people have been joking about them your whole life. Mm-hmm. So you already see the jokes coming and you're prepared for it. So deep down, he's not feeling some type of way. He's like, oh, this is easy. I got to come back for this. This is easy. Now, if Wade would have came with something he didn't see coming, then that would be something different.
Jalen Rose, the whole sports world is about having hot takes. Just hot, strong opinions.
You ain't about to do that, are you?
No. I've got lukewarm takes.
Oh.
It's time for Jacoby's lukewarm takes.
I like what you did.
I've just got some lukewarm takes.
Okay.
I want to see what you think about these.
Okay.
My first is this. The Warriors are going to win the championship. That's not the lukewarm take. But this is going to be a tough year for them. Because the Kevin Durant, will he stay or will he leave storyline, which is already bubbling up to the surface, is going to be a distraction throughout this entire season for the Golden State Warriors.
I disagree that it's going to be a distraction, because here's a team, the core group, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, they have 3 championships. Mm-hmm. With KD, they're looking to win 3 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
He's won 2 finals MVPs. If they were to accomplish that this season, there wouldn't be any hard feelings if he decided to leave and go to New York, because he delivered. And ultimately, I don't think that that's something that they're going to think or talk a lot about. I thought you were going to go with, they're going to need a productive DeMarcus Cousins.
Well, another thing is, if Kevin Durant is talking about leaving or looks like he might leave, you think Boogie is like, That frees up a little bit of cap money for the old DeMarcus there, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Like, that's another wrinkle. There's dominoes to this, because if KD stays, you obviously cannot pay 5 players, like, even close to a maximum deal. So, and he's not going to take another veteran's minimum. So it is interesting how the dominoes affect each other if KD leaves. Perhaps Boogie could stay. Don't you agree?
Well said. Good point. But one of the things that is going to show some vulnerability with the Warriors is until he returns, they're going to have a lot of young bigs that they're requiring to play quality minutes. Looney and Beal. And so how productive those guys can be, staying out of foul trouble and finishing at the hoop and making an open shot. Like, these are the type of things that the opponent is going to go up against the Warriors and be like, they're not the tallest team. They're not the bulkiest team. So that's going to be something I'm watching for. Our team's going to be able to be really productive in the paint, scoring against that team up front.
I have another lukewarm take, Jalen Rose. The Bucks' new head coach, Coach Budenholzer, Coach Bud, as he's known, he's going to have the Bucks cooking. And they're going to challenge the big three of the Eastern Conference, the Raptors, the Celtics, and the Sixers. Maybe not when it comes to playoff positioning and regular season wins, but definitely in the playoffs. I believe in Coach Bud. I believe in Milwaukee.
Here's what you should also believe in. Chris Middleton is going to be an all-star this year.
Oh, okay. Lukewarm take from Jalen Rose there.
I have been following his progression over the last couple of years, and I appreciate the fact that not only can he really shoot the basketball, he showed me that he can be a clutch player. He can now dribble and create. He's improved that area of his game. I think along with the Greek Freak and younger players like Thon Maker, they still have Bledsoe. I think that legitimately what you say could become something that's accurate.
I like Giannis. Do you think Giannis could be an MVP this year?
I do. Here's why. When it's all said and done, he's going to be amongst the league leaders this year in points, rebounds.
League leaders in rebounds? Top 20.
Yeah.
Top 20.
Yes. Points, rebounds, and blocks. He's going to lead his team in all of the major statistical categories. And he's going to be an improved jump shooter, which he showed me that he was working on last year. So I think the sky's the limit for his potential. And he's going to catapult himself into the MVP conversation. But how far his team goes and how many wins they have,
that's always a factor.
It's going to be a major factor.
That's always a factor. And also, to win the MVP, you kind of have to almost win the MVP a couple times.
Yep.
That's usually how it goes.
And you know what? Who has a comeback year this year? Malcolm Brogdon. I think
he did disappear last year a little bit.
I think when you brought in Bledsoe, you kind of took away his opportunity to show that he can build off a winning Rookie of the Year. I think he also has a really nice season. Thon Maker. I like their young core.
I have a lukewarm take. The Nuggets starting five is much better than people realize.
No doubt.
The Nuggets starting five is much better than people realize. Just if you haven't familiarized yourself with the NBA yet, look at this starting five. Jamal Murray, Gary Harris, not household names, will be household names by the end of this year. Will Barton, he's one of my guys. I love Will Barton. Millsap back, and Jokic, who everyone knows. So he's not a secret anymore. Look at that starting five. They are slept on in the West.
No question. And the Joker, Jokic, their center, 19 a game, 12 boards, 6 assists.
Yeah.
How about that? For a guy playing the center spot, but he's so very versatile, he unlocks the floor for them. You talked about the combination guards they have in Murray, who can shoot it, Harris, who can score it, Barton can get his own shot off the dribble. He's a fearless performer. I think Millsap has a better year. I think coming in from Atlanta, they were trying to integrate him a lot, and he really didn't find a natural fit. I think that now happens this season. I'm really high on the Nuggets, not only as a playoff team, but as a team that people should now really pay attention to as a squad that should be a perennial one in the Western Conference.
So I'm going to go negative on this one. I did say the starting five is slept on. The bench, you can sleep on all day. Who knows what's going to happen with Isaiah Thomas? Then you got Torrey Craig, Malik Beasley, Trey Lyles, and Mason Plumlee.
But if you look at their starting lineup, they have guys that can fit with the second unit.
That's true.
So
they're not going to do wholesale substitution.
Correct. You could take in and out with Harris and Murray. They can be the primary ball handler. Mm-hmm. Will Barton can get you into your offense. And again, I think a lot of that has to do with when you're in the West, that's where it has to start. Look at the Golden State Warriors. Like, we know that they're going to start 5 All-Stars. You look deeper into the squad, you're like, okay, Livingston can ball, but he's getting older.
Iguodala,
You know, West is retired. They don't have McGee anymore. So having a stout starting 5 is the first step. Now, if they could get Michael Porter Jr.
That's what I was about to say. Like, the thing about the Nuggets is they took a flyer on draft day.
Smart. It was really a good decision.
He could not play a game in the NBA, or he could be the MVP.
Correct. And so he's going to be, I think, the key player to either catapult them from like lower end Western Conference playoff team to, if he can live up to his potential, then that's going to be something special happening.
They also have the luxury of not needing Michael Porter Jr. They don't have to rush him back. They're going to ease him back. Might even like redshirt him this year and play him next year.
And also, do you think you can't just gloss over something you said? Isaiah Thomas. Okay, now, for those that haven't been paying attention, it's been a rocky, turbulent last few teams and couple of seasons for Isaiah Thomas. But coming off a hip injury, now a full season being removed from it, I think he's going to be a lot better, more familiar with the coach.
Is he healthy? No one said Isaiah Thomas looks great in practice. He's 100% healthy. You're going to see the old Isaiah Thomas that you saw in the Celtics. No one has said that in any reports.
True. But in the defense of Isaiah Thomas, also for national consumption, we don't talk about the Nuggets at all. So you haven't heard much about what's going on with their squad. And I am happy that he gets to reunite with the coach that he had in Sacramento, now in Denver. That level of familiarity with his head coach is going to be something that can possibly unlock his game and get him back playing at a high level.
I've got another lukewarm take, Jalen Rose.
I like these.
This is bad news. Either the Pelicans or the Spurs are going to miss the playoffs.
Oh, it's the Spurs.
If you look at my Western Conference playoffs team, Warriors, Rockets, Jazz, Lakers, Thunder, Nuggets, Blazers, and the Pelicans or the Spurs. I think the Pelicans miss the playoffs.
No, it's going to be the Spurs.
I think it's going to be the Pelicans.
Here's why.
I'll tell you why the Pelicans when you're done.
I'm going to tell you why. Who plays point guard for the Pelicans?
Point guard for the Pelicans, Drew Holiday.
Who plays point guard for the Spurs?
Used to be DeJounte Murray, but then he's hurt.
Patty Mills.
That's right.
They're going to miss the playoffs. And here's what's going to happen. They're still going to have a good year because they're in the West. DeMar DeRozan's still going to put up 20, 25 a game. LaMarcus Aldridge still going to play at an all-star level. Pow! But here's the thing. When you look at all of the teams that you just listed up there, great point guards.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're going to be out 1 or 2 games, and they're going to get a lottery pick. And they're going to take a good player like they always do. They're going to nurture that player. And before you know it, the Spurs are going to be right back in the conversation. But this is the first year. No Timmy, no Manu, no Tony, and no Kawhi. There's going to be an adjustment period.
If they're on the outside looking in, do you know what people start talking about? Is Pop going to retire? Now, some people are going to start talking about it if they miss the playoffs. We'll keep an eye on that. But that's obviously way down the road.
If he did retire, and by the way, he has a terrific staff. Like, there's San Antonio Spurs employees basically in every team around the league, whether it's front office or head coaching. But just a wild card. If I'm the Spurs and I'm going to lose Coach Pop, you know who I go after? Avery Johnson. I know he has a great job in Alabama, and I'm not trying to
They retired his number, didn't they?
Situations. But I'm just saying, he won a championship there. He won Coach of the Year in Dallas. He's familiar with what they like to do. Just saying.
Am I crazy? Didn't they retire his number or something?
They did.
Interesting. Jalen Rose, this offseason, Hassan Whiteside played some basketball in China. And, you know, he doesn't speak Chinese or any of the dialects that they speak there in China. And he was just trying to be nice to people and everyone that he met. So there's some basic phrases that you want to learn when you travel to a foreign country and you just want to show that you gave an effort to speak the language. And he asked one of his opponents in the game, sort of how would I politely greet somebody? And the opponent said, oh, you simply say, Wushina Baba. Wushina Baba. That's what you say. So he spent the entire trip going around to people, shaking their hands, saying, Wushina Baba to everybody. Towards the end of the trip, Hassan Whiteside learns that means I'm your daddy. So there's a gigantic 7-foot American walking around just shaking strangers' hands saying, I'm your daddy, I'm your daddy, I'm your daddy.
You know, it's funny that you bring this up because I always got a silent chuckle when I walk past people and I see them with a Chinese tattoo.
Oh.
And I'm like, as somebody that has a lot of tattoos, I would definitely not get one from a language that I don't speak.
Yes, we've all heard about that going wrong.
Changes.
We've all heard about
time.
that going wrong.
So that's the first thing that comes to mind when you bring this story up.
Well, good. Jalen Rose. You know how I always say I'm a Die Easy fan? Mm-hmm. Okay. And
no loyalty.
No loyalty at all.
Not to a team, not to a barber.
I'm a fan of like 12 of the 30 teams in the NBA.
Out of control.
I am. I follow my passions, and my passions take me in all different directions, but I'm changing that this year, Jalen Rose.
Thank you.
I'm going to dedicate this season to being a fan of only one team.
Yes.
And one team only.
The Pistons.
No, it's not going to be the Pistons. But Jalen, you explain to the people what a Die Easy fan is.
So here's what Jacoby actually represents. An individual that calls himself rooting for a squad. So he's claiming the Red Sox now because they won a few World Series. And he's going to own that. But sometimes he roots for the Knicks. Sometimes he roots for the Celtics. A couple of years ago, he was rooting for the Clippers. So I really don't know what this guy's doing
this
most
season.
of the time.
I'm going to be a Laker fan. Boom. Lakers. You know, I grew up in Boston, so people might think this is wrong.
I can't do this.
But they've got LeBron.
I can't do this.
Not only do they have LeBron, Jalen Rose.
Can't do this.
They have Lance Stevenson.
They do, don't they?
Rondo. McGee. I love Kuzma. LeVar Ball's involved. Look at LeBron in the Lakers jersey. I still feel like the shorts are a little too tight on everybody on the team. Lance, if you watch the game, like, and you're far from the TV, Lance and LeBron look the exact same.
Let you tell it.
If you're far enough from the TV, he's got number 6 on. I think he wore number 6 because he knew people would get confused.
First off, the main thing that LeBron and Lance have in common is that they're both black. Okay.
Size and game, basketball IQ, they are basically the same player. What do you think about me picking the Lakers to be the only single team that I play for?
Actually, I'm not surprised because you've been down with Lance since he was the 8th grader. You're a huge LeBron James stan. You want to ride for LA even though you just left LA. I wonder how the Podfather is going to take you rooting for the Lakers, knowing that you used to root for the Celtics.
You know,
and
that's
Larry
a good
Bird.
point. That's a good point. So I've also decided I'm going to be a Knicks fan too. Because I want to pick an Eastern Conference team and a Western Conference team. We live in New York now. We said off wax. Me and you said, you know what we're going to do this year, Jacoby? You know what we're going to do? We're going to go to Knicks games. You know I love rooting for the home team. They got Porzingis, and they got KD coming next year for sure. Knox, Robinson, Coach Fizz, I believe in Coach Fizz. Take that for data. Look at Kevin Knox. Look at this. Enes Kanter. I love Enes Kanter. On and off the court. He's going to be talking crazy to everybody. And don't let the Warriors come to town. Don't let them come to town. Because you know when the Warriors come to town, you know it's just going to be KD chants the entire game. And finally, Jen, what do you think about my fandom of the Knicks?
I'm not mad at it. You know how I feel about Coach Fizz. I think Scott Perry is going to do a terrific job turning around their roster. I like Knox as well. Porzingis will not play this year.
Breaking news, Jalen. I'm also going to be a Cavs fan.
Seriously?
I like Kevin Love.
You're just going to root for Kevin Love because he's the best white guy leading the team in the league. That's what you're doing.
No, I would never do that.
Let me pick a team.
I would never do that.
Let me pick a team.
I'm going to be a loyal, diehard fan this year. I'm so excited about this season. My single team is going to win the championship for sure.
I'm all for you.
If you call 985-80-JALEN, you can leave us voicemails. Ladies.
Hey, ladies.
We need your voicemails. I was on a conference call yesterday with important Disney executives, and one of the ladies says she listens to our show every day. And it made me feel so happy. And then I said, you know what? Call in. Leave us a voicemail. We dedicate a day for female voicemails. That day is tomorrow, so call and leave the voicemails tonight. Ladies, today we're taking all callers like this one.
Hey, Jalen and Jacoby. It's Josh from Missouri. I was calling I really had a simple question. And I was listening to some other podcast, and it actually brought up, I was wondering, the word pecan, is it cultural or original or situational, personal? I really don't know, because I've heard people say it. Pecan, pecan, I've heard the whole deal. So I don't know if that's supposed to be cultural or regional. Shout out Red, shout out Harlan. Keep getting those checks, and don't forget to keep rolling with my homies.
Shout to Josh, Missouri.
Where my homie?
Where they at? We gotta get a little scratch to remix that for us.
Looked up and down, said, I'll take her.
Jalen Rose.
What up, Dow?
The pie, mainly from the South, that is made of nuts that start with a P. How do you say that type of pie?
I don't.
Okay, so Jalen, you don't know what type of pie I'm talking?
Like a pecan pie?
That's exactly what I wanted you to say. Did they say it in your ear?
No.
Okay. Pecan is how you say it. Have you heard it being said pecan?
No, that's too elegant.
Past the pecans?
That's too
I've heard it being said pecan, but pecan doesn't sound right either, though. If I always say pecan pie, but if I'm talking about the actual nut, I might say pecan. I don't think I'll say pecan either. I'm like you. I don't say it.
Yeah, I don't say it.
Yeah, I don't really rock with that too much.
I don't say it.
These I say pecan pie, pecan probably.
So that's regional.
Pecan pie. I think that's regional. Pecan pie is definitely regional, but pecan, cultural.
I agree.
Pecan pie, regional. Pecan, cultural.
That sounds so esteemed and so astute.
Pecan. I don't like it when people put a little too much accent on it. You know what I mean?
I don't eat pecan pie.
What about a French pancake that is very thin and egg-based? Starts with a C.
Pancake that's really thin and egg-based.
Start with a C.
Pancake?
French.
A crepe?
Yes. See, sometimes I've been guilty of saying crepe.
Or crepe?
Crepe.
I'll say crepe.
Crepe or crepe. I think it's crepe. Some people say crepe.
Crepe.
Too much accent.
Yeah.
Just say it regular. Just say it regular.
Say it regular.
Just say it regular. Thank you so much for the call, Josh. Don't forget, ladies, to call and leave us voicemails.
Hey, ladies!
We have female voicemails exclusively for tomorrow. And right now, we're taking all callers like this one.
What up, though? Mark from Brooklyn. Just wanted to say, David Jacoby, leave us alone. We're not changing the intro. We need Reggie. We need Kanye. We need the whole intro. We need Jalen singing. We need it all. I'm about to go for my run. This is what I usually do every day I run. I listen to Jalen and Jacoby on my run. Gotta get hyped up with the intro. So we're not taking it out. Leave it alone. That's it.
See, Reggie
People have spoken.
No, Reggie picks the voicemails. And I've already told Reggie that I'm tired of talking about the intro.
Why?
You know what I mean?
It's really important.
I told Reggie that I'm tired of talking about the intro.
But little things like this. When we were talking about KD
little thing like what?
Going to New York City.
Okay.
When we talk about KD going to New York City, did you hear the beat that was playing behind that? See, you just take advantage. You just take for granted the excellence that comes with this program.
I'm not against excellence.
You didn't hear.
I'm not against. You didn't
hear Welcome
excellence.
to New York City.
Oh, I did hear that now. But here's the thing. Here's a question about the intro. You say never change the intro, right?
Yes.
Now, we stick to sports.
No, we don't.
Should we take Kanye out the intro?
Yes.
We might have to.
Yes.
So after months of talking about not changing the intro, now you want to change the intro?
I'm off Kanye.
I'm off Kanye too. We might have to do that. We might have to take Kanye out the intro.
Yeah, we got to change.
I'll find something. We had some other versions. See, people always yell at me about changing the intro, but here's the thing.
And if I see somebody sporting Yeezys, I might throw powder on them.
You carry powder around?
I'm gonna. Yeah,
you start carrying baby powder around?
Actually, little known fact: Jalen Rose uses baby powder.
Feet?
On my body.
Really?
Yeah, I'm one of those take a shower 2 or 3 times a day type dude.
And just powder
baby powder.
Powder up. Lotion?
Smells good.
Huh.
It smells good.
Sometimes I forget how old you are. I just forget how old you are. Putting powder on yourself.
I got some here right now.
Is cultural and generational. People use lotion nowadays. I think powder is a begone era.
You got to do it when
even baby powder. You know how many babies I got? I never put baby powder on them once.
Because that'll be a big mess. They'll be playing it and have it all everywhere.
I'm saying.
But you got to.
So at the floor of your bathroom, next time I'm at the crib, I'm looking at the floor of your bathroom. There can be some powder all over the place.
Yes, I have some here at work right now in my my bag. Yeah.
I'm going to find somebody in the office today that's wearing Yeezys. There's probably someone wearing Yeezys. I'm going to make you throw powder on them.
Yeah, throwing powder. And, wow, this is an important seminal moment for the program.
Is it?
I need the people. No, here's why. I need the people to validate that we need to change the intro and eliminate Kanye West from it.
Sounds political.
I support that move.
I brought it up.
I could come with 10 more artists that say something about popping the trunk in their lyrics that we could take him out.
Here's the thing is, I'm the one who did all the research to find it all. You know? Well, here's the thing is sometimes Reggie gets in our ear and talks for 20 minutes.
I knew you was going to say that.
So Reggie just made the argument that it's the old Kanye that's in the intro, not the new Kanye. I could see that. I could see that.
It don't matter.
See that.
It don't matter. It don't matter. No,
well,
no,
okay.
nah.
Well, Reggie,
what?
Here's the thing. Whenever there's loud pauses in the thing, it's because Reggie's yelling in our ear for an hour and a half.
Here's what we got to do. We got to make Jalen.
One thing we don't got to do is give Reggie a mic.
And we got to make Jalen and Jacoby great again.
Okay.
And the best way to do that is to eliminate Kanye from the intro.
I think we're still great. I want to thank Mark and Josh for calling. I want to thank all the ladies that are calling and leaving voicemails for Woman Crush Wednesday tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll have actual NBA regular season basketball to discuss, and I cannot wait. Excited for that. We'll be back tomorrow. Why is that, Carrie?
We're not done. We're not done. Got to give the people time. Give people what they want.
They my little guys. I love them.
Speaking of the Hobbit.